honest, I've not watched the WNBA. I've not watched any game throughout this season. I've only been seeing highlights online. Part of the reason why I just lost any interest in it was because of all the drama and all the controversy that came with it. And I understand that in other sports things like this happen, but there was just a different feeling with it when it came to the WNBA. It just felt petty, just felt beneath people that are supposed to be professionals. You get what I'm saying? It just felt some kind of way. And I just didn't want to be part of that. Now the season is over. Clark has won the Rookie of the Year. Should have been unanimous. Everybody knows that. But which still brings me back to the whole bitterness and pettiness that was prevalent throughout the season. I do know everything that went on. I was following all the scores, checking the scoreboard and all that kind of a thing. Even though I cannot watch it in my country, I could have easily been able to watch it on illegal sites, but I just didn't want to put myself through all that because I didn't think the league was worth wasting my time to do all that for. Anyway, I'm checking out Clark's highlights, her best highlights from her rookie season. This should be incredible because she was incredible this season. She finished 4th in the MVP and she should have been higher. I think it should have been higher, but whatever. I was actually surprised it was even up to 4th, to be honest with you, with all the pettiness that I've seen in this league. But let's get right into it.
90 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Looking for Reese. Fagbenle tips it away and off and runs. Caitlin Clark wins the pass.
Nice.
The needle. My goodness, what a blitz for Temi and the Fever.
This is the easiest way that you can score in transition. Live ball turnovers were an absolute thorn for Chicago.
Oh, Jewel Lloyd misses after a tremendous move, and we are tied right now.
Look at that. Look at that. Open miss layup.
Oh, Jewel Lloyd misses after a tremendous move, and we are tied right now.
Horrible.
Clark to Samuelson, and there is, believe it or not, folks, the biggest lead of the game.
The magnifying glass and the pressure as Bonner can't hit. Fagbenle the rebound here.
Whoa, Fagbenle. Damn. I heard lots of good reviews about Fagbenle. I saw lots of comments, people commending her. Though when she came back from her injury, she didn't play that way compared to how she did at the start of the season, which I would attribute that to injury. I hope she remains on the Fever, obviously on a minimum, because we need all the cap space we can get. But I think she can be a very good bench player, and I hope she's protected in that expansion draft.
Watch this connection.
Look at that.
Lays it in.
Look at that. Look at the speed.
But this season, watch this connection. One more time.
Cunningham from downtown.
Whoa!
Here's Mitchell. Oh, behind the defense.
Hey, yo!
Russell pick. Now to Horston. Gets a decent look. Can't get it to go. All of a sudden, that's 6 of 10.
Whoa! Oh!
Not looking so hot anymore.
Oh!
Baseball.
This is a pass that
My
not very
God.
many players can make from
My
behind
God.
the free throw
My
line.
God!
Let's have the final say.
Ah!
First lead for the Liberty that didn't last long. And a Fever.
And they need Smith in the game, and this is just a simple transition bucket.
Fagbenle.
Fagbenle running the floor there. And the find there from Clark.
Clark head up, as always. Just run with it and finish it. Head on a swivel.
The game, they've started to hit their threes after being cold early. Missed there from Lloyd. Clark ahead. Oh, what a dive!
Wow!
Mitchell lays it in.
Wow!
And Caitlin Clark
Wow!
has the most assists ever for
Gustafson, too much. Long rebound to the Fever.
Oh!
Don't wait.
Transition.
Don't wait!
And she's a big.
All I was hearing throughout this season was that dumbass coach that this Fever. Okay, let me not call her a dumbass. She's older than me. That is insulting. Shouldn't be insulting my elders. But she has a style. Pound it to the paint. Pen touches. That was all I was hearing. When you have Caitlin Clark on your team, and the only thing you are interested in, like sometimes I really wish the Fever had already built the team around Clark before she even came. Like, signed the players that fit her style, brought in a coach that fit her style. Seriously, Clark would have averaged 23, 24 points per game in her rookie season, which would have been the greatest rookie season of all time. No arguments, nothing. In fact, the greatest rookie season of all time, both NBA and WNBA. But unfortunately, she had to go through this growing pain because the coach didn't want to embrace her. The teammates at the beginning didn't want to embrace her, let's be real. But I wish everything was, set for her. Everything was already arranged for her by the time she came in. That would have been great. Incredible.
Fan of the Crustable pregame, Pat. Gotta love the Crustable peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, look at Nalissa Smith running the floor. And it's been the Nalissa Smith show here in the first quarter.
To the Commissioner's Cup final. What a dish. Down the floor. Wallace. The finish plus the foul. On a beautiful delivery from Clark.
For Caitlin Clark's game, the deep three is one, and the get-ahead pass is another. Oftentimes,
Gets her on the bounce. Dolphin too strong. Quickly up the floor is Mitchell. Beautiful find from Clark as Mitchell lays it up.
That speed.
Could have held for one, did not, but able to hit. Here's the flick ahead. Nalissa Smith lays it in on the delivery from Clark.
Curling is a Guma kick. Going right out the window, no good there. We've seen a couple of bunnies
Open
on both
layup.
sides
My God.
thus far. Clark now over the top. Another nice pass, and this one is good.
Hines Allen will launch and miss on a three ball. Mystics have opened up 0-4 from the floor. Clark, good feed inside. It's Samuelson.
good ball by Katie Lou Samuelson, and Caitlin on a dime right there.
Maybe big threes and D.
We can come up with something. We'll
Oh,
workshop it.
man. Oh, man.
Kelsey Mitchell lays it up in
that has the ability to turn your own building against you. Griner has it come off. Clark with the pull. Boston with a nice rim run.
Look at that.
Ball game. Boston with a nice rim run.
Says going to her right side, being physical and finishing even with contact.
Clark with a pass, hit stride, and Cole lays it in. First lead of the quarter for Indiana, and
Fever. Rike off the mark. Clark comes down. There's one of those long passes.
I think I saw this. I think I saw these highlights on Twitter. I should have seen it. Yeah. When people were like saying Clark has taught Mitchell how to pass the ball. Wow.
Up ahead, Clark. Beautiful pass to Mitchell. You talk about it at the open.
Harris off the screen. Her shot too strong. And now it's Clark. Launch ahead. Mitchell behind the defense.
Doesn't it look like a quarterback that she worked on during the break?
And Thomas just fires it up there and banks it home to beat the shot clock. Clark ahead.
No time to waste. After you've scored, start running back. Look at Alyssa Thomas running. Look at her old ass running with so much speed. Look at that. After she scored that point, she took her old ass. She didn't even have to look at that.
Clark launching ahead and Hole with an answer on the
Man, just play fast, man. Run these people to the ground. Sometimes I just feel so sorry for Clark. If she retires without playing for a coach that is like Mike D'Antoni, or at least the same philosophy, man, we would have really missed out on what could have been the greatest Clark ever. I really hope that the FIFA can get someone that is, even if it's not, I know Mike D'Antoni is too old now, because I would have, if he was younger, I would have been like, maybe you could have told him, look, you couldn't win the title in the NBA. Maybe you could in the WNBA. What do you think, sir? What do you think? But unfortunately, he's too old now. That is not going to happen. But a coach that has the same philosophy like him, God, that would be a killer. Run these people to the ground. I know you may not be able to defend well, but run them to the ground, man.
Dana Evans penetrates left side, cuts the lead to one, gets it right back. Penley with a huge block. An absolute wall at the rim. She gets that much time.
Oh, pass ahead. Smith running the floor. Clark pays her off.
Watch this angle right here.
Loose ball ends up in the arms of Indiana.
Ooh.
Great look. Smith able to finish off the dime from Caitlin Clark.
What a pass. And Wallace.
Woo!
Clark. The feet underneath. Back Benlay working against
Whoa,
your What a move
nice.
there.
Here's Lloyd off the screen, way off the mark. Clark looking to run.
Oh!
Outlet pass. Oh, it's Mitchell.
This girl is a
Hawkeye
genius.
vision from Caitlin
She's
Clark.
an absolute genius.
Russell leaves it short. And there's Clark launching ahead. Alyssa Smith with the step through.
Good D by Boston to stay.
4 wide open looks from 3. They just haven't fallen for her. No whistle there. Van Loo thought she was fouled. Here's Clark off to the races. Ahead for Wallace.
Perfect. Off that drag, she is money.
Cloud missing that 3 ball. And they can get to within 1 or tie it on a 3. Boston underneath. And it's a 1-point game. They have come almost all the way back. The basketball.
Look at the vision. Eyes to the rim.
Shot there for Rebecca Allen. Also played with Christy Wallace on Team Australia. But this Indiana offense is playing with some serious pace.
To have great footwork is so fun to watch.
Still loose on the floor. Mitchell's been really...
Whoa!
In this Beaver offense. Got to look there at Christie's sides, like Coach Trammell in her second year. And there's Alyssa Smith finishing.
Excelled over what we'll call the much improved productivity in the back 12 of their games. Part of it is what you
see in your game.
Indiana comes up with a turnover. Here is Clark. This time it's Smith with a foul and an and one.
Play after play.
Here's Mitchell behind the defense. Prettiest of the year. The WNBA Friday Night Spotlight is presented by State Farm.
Bring in and miss the money. Here comes Clark. Wielding through traffic, finds Ho, lays it in.
Specimens, and
That's
I think
so
it's so much fun to
disgusting,
see
man.
how Megan Gustafson has recreated her body. She changed herself from a post in college to being a power forward in the WNBA.
Plays hard, like the way she plays. I love her. I love the way Caitlin Clark is playing. The game right now is just, at an all-time.
Point range on at least 23-point attempts in a 5-game span. You know what else is on that list?
AA tournament. And I was like, what do they feed the players in Texas? Well, what are they feeding Caitlin Clark? Because there we go with another behind the back and fancy finish.
And look, there is no question that Kane is a completely different story. As Clark just went right by her former teammate and laid it in. She's got 20. And look, there is no question. Trying to clear 8. Shot clock down to 9. Here as Clark gets inside. The scoop shot falls.
That should be a foul.
Indiana
That should be an and one.
From the 3. Clark working on Van Loo. Oh, Clark, pretty step back. Hits a 3.
Watch Caitlin Clark get a little separation there. See, when the hand extends from the body, that is usually when they call an offensive foul.
Keeps it alive. Clark with the shot clock fading. Great look, and Smith lays it in.
Beautiful.
And then Caitlin Clark here, that this could be jail, and instead...
We're going to expect a big night here for Cunningham. She does a good job stepping in when she needs to.
Clark, she's putting on a show here in the early going.
A bounce pass through the lane there, but of course, she finds a way to make it look.
Clark.
Rocco Clark Well, Caitlin Clark, one thing she got is handles.
Out to Clark. Clark on the fake, Clark on the drive, behind the back to Boston, extra pass, it's Wheeler.
Injury.
And that's the way to push the ball in transition.
Oh, that's not gonna waste much time. Caitlin Clark has her second 3-pointer.
And Mitchell knocks that one away. Here comes Clark going the other way. Clark going behind the back. Oh, it's Boston, an and one.
And stop other players from other teams from scoring.
Well, last year Indiana was 10th in pace. Christy Sides telling us Clark rattles her second 3. Here it is again, Cheryl.
She will launch. Samuelson, nice pass there to Clark. Clark behind the back.
What the hell?
With the finish.
What the hell?
This
like,
can happen.
Guys, I won't lie to you. These passes are actually way more entertaining than her scoring. Her passes are way more entertaining. Jesus Christ.
What a delivery! Clark behind the back to Smith. 2 points.
Enrique gave it to Cowan, who couldn't finish. Behind the back again for Clark. Give her another assist and a chance for a three-point play for Smith. In transition. Whoop. And a little spin on the finish as Melissa Smith had to win.
Connecticut everywhere. Here's Clark with Banham guarding her. Clark gets bumped, will take, and hit from three. Clark up to 18 points.
Saw her here.
Seen Veronica Burton put the ball on the deck and attack the basket.
Oh, what a slick pass.
What the hell?
Drawing the foul, but Caitlin Clark just finding Aaliyah Boston dive into the...
Clark has space. She's going to let it fly, and she's going to connect. Oh, Caitlin Clark. Steps or just close more quickly.
Clark zips it in. In fact, Benley finishes. What a dart from Caitlin Clark.
Clark working on Cunningham, gets inside. Clark gets it to go. And the foul. Keep the double digits.
Clark able to clear for Indiana.
Caitlin coming off that 20-point performance right here. Handling the physicality of Benijah Laney. With which Caitlin Clark handles right here. She crosses sides of the floor. She gets her hips and shoulders.
A downshift there, the deceleration, and the finish at the rim. Clark goes behind her back to get by Odyssey Sims, and that electrifies the crowd. Matchup, but wait a minute. Hold up.
First year with the Liberty
That should
and
be a
the
foul.
WNBA.
Like, I just hope that this is just a rookie thing. First of all, they shouldn't have treated Clark as a rookie. The referees shouldn't have treated Clark like a rookie because the defenders weren't treating her like a rookie. They were not. They were treating her, they were guarding her from the first time she stepped a foot on the court. They were guarding her like the MVP. The referee should have also been treating her like an MVP as well. Seriously, like, some of these things should have been foul calls. And I understand rookies and all that. Rookies don't get calls. But this is just ridiculous. And until they actually injure this girl and she's out for the season, that is when this league will start having some sense. Because now that they're having some views in the finals, they're all shouting, oh, without Clark, we're having all this. But that is because Clark is still existing. If Clark, for example, let's just say, God forbid, the second game of next season, Clark is injured for the rest of the season. You think they're going to have any views? I mean, come on. They have to start being very serious about this. The NBA protects their stars. You have to protect your stars. You can't just be allowing them to be fouled. Like, call fouls. I'm not saying you should not call fouls. Call fouls. I'm not saying you should give out phantom calls. Just call the fucking fouls. Jesus Christ.
Phoebish, the rookie, defending the other rookie. Caitlin Clark. And Leonie
Phoebish hounding Clark. Clark, step back three, knocks it down. Take a look here at a career first.
The step back, going right, I may add.
Dynamic here out of the Olympic break.
Austin had her 11th double-double of the season, and Clark hits a three.
So maybe it was a good timeout. Because back-to-back buckets by the Fever.
Here's Clark. Boston
has got to stop letting the ball get into the paint. They've got to keep it out.
Clark, step back, hits a three.
Caitlin Clark doing a great job creating separation off the bench.
Clark's career high, her jersey number. It's 22 points. She's closing in on it. Give and go with Boston. Clark, kick out. Here's Mitchell. You bets.
Watch these plays right here. Good basket cut, and then instead of trying to challenge against the shot block, great job getting organized. After advanced passing, exit cuts to the three-point line.
Clark off the screen. Waits for Boston, who cashes in.
Has played every second of this game. Chelsea Mitchell. A lot stronger than the other because of her experience and maturity.
Nice look from Clark, and Smith lays it home. So you have 2 assists and a bucket on the first 3 possessions.
I mean, the thing about Nalissa Smith, like some of the highlights I have seen, she looks okay offensively. Now, I do think Clark has to play in a team that everybody can hit threes. Everybody has to be able to hit threes. The center, the power forward, the small, like, there's no room for anybody that cannot shoot. That's just how I look at it. And Smith is not there. Now, could she, does she have the touch that shows that maybe she could improve it by the time maybe she's like in her 6th year? Probably. I think sometimes, I think that because Smith clearly is talented, let's be real, like she's not some scrub. And some part of me feels like the Fever may regret losing her for nothing. Now, if you're able to trade her and get something back, something valuable back, okay, fine. But if you just lose her for nothing, I think the Fever will regret it eventually. Because I think she's very talented, and just losing her for nothing would be a very, very bad move. And unfortunately, there is no time for development right now. Clark has has beaten the expectations so highly that at this point, the Indiana Fever has to be competing for a championship immediately. There is no time for development right now. You know, let's say Smith was a good defender, at least a good defender, because from what I know about basketball, defense shows from the time you are in college, from the time you are in the 1st year, 2nd year, 3rd year. Like, people don't just suddenly become good defenders later in their careers. It just doesn't happen. It rarely happens. So if Smith was someone that had already shown that she's a great defender before Clark came to the Indiana Fever, I would have said, okay, still keep her. Even if offensively it's not matching fully, still keep her. But clearly, she's not a good defender. She doesn't have any interest of trying to be good defensively. She just wants to score. She wants to be like the 1st or 2nd option. So there's no room for her. But I still believe that the Fever has to get something back for her. Can't just give her up for nothing. No, just can't.
This quarter, we have seen Caitlin
looking for a screen, didn't get one. Now Will from Boston splits the double team. She'll flip it up to the right hand and score. Caitlin Clark with 5. First quarter.
Gets blocked. Fever looking for numbers. Clark to Wallace. Back to Clark. Shovel pass. Boston. Look at that.
There's Copper from the corner. A good portion of her threes come.
What a pass. And Wallace.
Great. Shake-free Mabry all over. Here is Clark. Clark separating, taking, and hitting. Caitlin Clark with a difficult look.
NCAA ranks. We got some score power on the court.
Watch that inside hand, that left hand.
Caitlin Clark gets away with a little shove.
Picked up now by Dee Richards as she's into the ball game. Richards on the floor. Clark, the step back 3 just below the logo, drills it.
She's a rookie, and she's 22 years old, the same as her jersey, but those heels were right at the logo.
Ryan Howard's rookie 3s that she made.
DeMar to Caitlin Clark all night tonight.
Are you talking about my high school experience? Clark connects on a deep 3. Going back and forth.
The young one here, Caitlin Clark, just dancing with the basketball, going to her
Xander
left.
Lucini. Some good length on the perimeter on Caitlin. That is a tough pass.
Wow.
And somehow she got it in.
In the double-digit range here for 4 straight. Clark bouncing. There's Mitchell. Give her 6 assists in less than 7 minutes.
Wow.
What? It's almost like
It sure was. Top 4 scorers at the college level here in this one as Caitlin Clark is at the 4.
Bounce pass, it's Smith again.
Man, she's such a genius player. I really hope that she wins a title as soon as possible, because if she plays in the WNBA for 3 more seasons, like that means 4 seasons in total, without winning a title, the pressure will start mounting. People are a lot of our haters are keeping quiet because she has totally embarrassed them to a very high level. So at least most of the reasonable haters that have all shut up now. Obviously, the idiot haters are still talking about different things entirely. But I just feel like if she doesn't win soon enough, man, people are going to bring on the fact that she didn't win she didn't win in college, which there is nobody in WNBA history, Candace Parker, Maya Moore, any of them that you want to mention, that would have been able to take that Iowa team to a championship, let alone two championship games. None of those legends would have been able to take that particular Iowa team to any of those heights. Clark took a bunch of 2-star recruits, like players that definitely had no future in the WNBA, took those players to 2 national championships. So, but we all know how this thing works. That was the main reason why LeBron went and had that decision and went to Miami to, build a super team to win a title. Because at the end of the day, people are always going to hold that against you. Does not matter if you barely played with anybody. Doesn't matter. So I hope that the Indiana Fever, I know it's going to be hard to get some free agents. These WNBA players are very, very irrational. They cannot put their hate or their jealousy away. Some of them may not want to join the Fever. Some of them cannot handle being on a team that is very popular. They just can't handle it because there's negatives that come with it. There are positives and there are negatives that come with it. And clearly, a lot of these WNBA players just can't handle it. They just can't. So, I know it's going to be tough getting some players to come to join the Fever. And I was really hoping that they could have tanked this season to get another number 1 pick, because they would have gotten a number 1 or number 2 pick because of the fact that because the way the WNBA lottery odds work, they go by the last 2 seasons. So by the last 2 seasons, the Fever's record wouldn't have been high enough. So they have at least a top 3 pick. They would have had at least a top 3 pick. So I would have wanted them to get another pick. But unfortunately for them, Clark just came in there and actually performed at an MVP level, which most people wouldn't have expected. Though her fans believed it, Vegas odds believed it, but I'm pretty sure that even the Indiana Fever didn't even believe it. They didn't even think it was possible that Clark could come in there and become a top 4 MVP candidate. There's just no way. So I wish it turned out the way I thought it would turn out, but unfortunately for Fever and for us, Clark was just so good, and it has led to them having like the 8th pick now, whatever it is. So now it depends on free agents now. It depends on free agents, and the reason why I wanted them to have another top pick is because of the fact that you can have a lot of players on rookie contract. That is how you would build a dynasty. It's very hard to build a dynasty when you don't have people on rookie contracts. Now, I know Clark doesn't need the money, so eventually, if it comes to the time where she will have to start earning money, she may not want to earn it just to have a better team. Probably, I don't know how she's going to handle that. Maybe the Players Association may even put it in the CBA that will not be allowed. I don't know, probably. But I always felt having 3 players on rookie contracts for at least 2 seasons would have been very, very great for the Fever. But ultimately now, it seems that they have to depend on free agency. Lynn Dunn, the useless GM that they had, has given Kelly Lou Samuelson almost a max, probably a max. So that is already covering up space. So probably they only have space for Kelsey Mitchell, to resign Kelsey Mitchell, maybe some other free agent somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, let's just see how the offseason will turn out. I don't think it's going to be as flourishing as most Clark or Fever fans think it's going to be, unfortunately. I don't think they're going to get the kind of players that they think that they'll be able to get. But I think, even though some of these players have not come out to say that they don't like Clark, I don't think a lot of these players want to help Clark win a title. And I also don't think a lot of these players want to be in a situation where they are playing for such a popular team. They just can't handle it. So, I don't know how that is going to work. I really just don't know. Anyway, let's see how it's going to be. Let me know what you think down in the comments. See you on the next one. Peace.